Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. Calling all 8th graders, get ready, because today we're honestly unlocking a literal superpower. We're going to learn exactly how to find where two completely different paths come together to create a single truth. You know, whether you realize it or not, life is just full of moving parts, and today we're going to learn how to master them visually.
I want to start us off by looking at this really profound piece of wisdom. The one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. Now you might be wondering, what on earth does ancient biblical wisdom about unity have to do with 8th grade math? Well, pretty much everything. It's all about that incredible strength and clarity you get when things work together, rather than just standing alone.
Section 1. The Power of Two. Systems of Equations. Let's dive in.
So, a system of equations is basically just 2 or more equations teaming up. When you graph both of them, their point of intersection is your solution. I want you to picture 2 lines traveling across a graph. That specific, magical spot where both lines actually meet, that's the exact coordinate where both equations are true at the exact same time. It's their shared truth.
Section 2. Finding the intersection. Why it matters in real life.
Okay, be honest. You're probably thinking, when am I ever going to actually use this in everyday life? Well, it comes down to guessing versus real data. In life, you're constantly going to face situations that involve more than one relationship. Imagine you're trying to choose between 2 different cell phone plans, or maybe comparing 2 different saving strategies so you can buy a car. If you just guess, you might end up throwing your money away. But when you compare them visually on a graph, the point where they meet tells you exactly when those 2 plans cost the exact same amount. Learning to graph systems means you can compare, contrast, and choose the absolute best option based on hard, real data, instead of just kind of hoping for the best.
All right, so how do we actually pull this off? It's a pretty straightforward 3-step mission. Step 1. You graph the first equation right on your coordinate plane using its slope and y-intercept. Step 2. You graph the second equation on that exact same plane. And Step 3. Find the point of intersection. That single point gives you the x and y values that satisfy both equations. Honestly, it's as simple and as satisfying as drawing a big X on a treasure map.
Section 3. 3 possible outcomes: intersecting, parallel, and same line. Now, not every pair of lines interacts the exact same way. Let's look at a quick mental map for what you might see. First up, we've got intersecting lines. This is definitely the most common outcome. The lines cross, and your solution is exactly one ordered pair. Second, we have parallel lines. These are lines that run side by side forever and literally never touch, which means there is absolutely no solution. And third, sometimes you graph the lines and realize, wait a second, they're the exact same line. In that case, they touch everywhere, meaning there are infinite solutions.
Let's look at some real examples to really lock this in. Example 1. We have our first equation, y equals 2x plus 1, and our second equation, y equals negative x plus 7. If you graph that first line using its y-intercept of 1 and a slope of 2, and then graph the second line, boom, they cross perfectly. They intersect right at the ordered pair 2, 5. That is our shared truth.
Let's try another one. Example 2. We've got y equals x plus 4 and y equals negative 2x plus 1. Following our steps, we graph both of these on the same plane. Trace the lines with your eyes, and yep, they cross perfectly at the point 1, 5. And here's a pro tip. If you plug the number 1 in for x in both of those equations, y is going to equal 5 in both of them. That's exactly how you know you nailed it.
But wait, what about this special case? Look really closely at example 3. We have y equals negative 3x plus 6 and y equals negative 3x minus 2. Notice anything a little weird there? They have the exact same slope, negative 3. Because their slopes are totally identical, but they start at different points on the y-axis, these lines are perfectly parallel. They're just going to run alongside each other into infinity, and they will never, ever cross. So there is no solution.
Section 4. Your turn to practice. Prove your skills.
All right, you've seen the mechanics, and now it's time for you to prove your skills. Think of this homework challenge as a series of 5 distinct missions. Using what we just learned, I want you to find the hidden intersections for each of these pairs. We've got y equals x plus 2 and y equals negative x plus 4. Then solve y equals 2x minus 3 and y equals negative x plus 3. Next, tell me, do y equals 4x plus 1 and y equals 4x minus 5 actually intersect? After that, find the intersection for y equals negative 1/2 x plus 6 and y equals 2x. And finally, graph y equals x minus 1 and y equals 2x plus 3 to find the solution. Take your time, look closely at those slopes, draw your lines nice and straight, and see if you can uncover the data. Feel free to pause the explainer right here to solve them.
Section 5. Education meets morality, the ultimate intersection. Before we wrap up today, I just want to slow down our pacing for a second. We spent all this time talking about paths crossing to find solutions. And, just like we learned that two equations have to work together, the core philosophy behind the HeroesmartAcademy Godly Learners series is that your intellect really cannot stand on its own. Biblical morality has to be deeply intertwined with your education. Why? Well, because education without morality is ultimately going to lead to hurt. Knowledge is incredibly powerful, for sure, but without a moral compass to guide how we actually use that knowledge, that power can become destructive. It's an unbalanced equation.
And this brilliantly illustrates the reward of finding that correct intersection in your own life. According to the text, Romans 8:6-7 promises peace of mind to everyone who keeps their mind spiritual. For you, the learner engaging with this series, bringing together a sharp, educated mind with a really strong moral foundation, that results in true peace.
So I'm going to leave you with this final kind of provocative thought as you go off to do your graphing homework today. What is the point of being smart and supposedly educated if you just continue making bad choices that hurt yourself and others? As you grow in your intelligence and learn these incredible mathematical tools, I want to challenge you to also grow in your character. Let your brilliant mind and your moral heart intersect beautifully. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.